Hey everybody, welcome back. This is HD and I'm coming at you guys with another HD broadcast of a professional Starcraft 2 game here. We're going to be looking at two Korean players today. It's going to be Dignitas Tan versus TSL Symbol, which is going to be a Korean versus Korean game here. Very excited. And this is straight up from IPL3 qualifiers, the first online qualifier. And this was actually one of the most controversial games, I would say, and very exciting as well. It is a ZVZ, as you guys can tell right here. And I don't really cast mirror matchups too often, so whenever I get my hands on a mirror matchup that's actually really good and entertaining and interesting, I always want to bring it out to you guys because, you know, mirror matchups are kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, they can be kind of repetitive to watch because it's usually the same thing, and it doesn't have as much dynamic, say, as like a ZVP, ZVT, TVP, and all that other good stuff. But on the other hand, it can also come into some pretty insane games of its own. PvP comes to mind. A lot of times you'll get some kind of Dark Templar base race situations, which are always fun to watch. And ZVZs can also have some pretty crazy stuff. TVTs, I guess, aren't really included because, well, Terran versus Terrans typically end up being like an hour plus every single time. But yeah, we're going to be looking at Tan versus Symbol here, and both these guys are obviously very good. Dignitas Tan, same team as Dignitas Select. So obviously a very verifiable team here, very good. And TSL, also an extremely potent powerhouse in the StarCraft 2 community as well. Now, they both have spawned across from each other, which, you know, it's going to tell me that both of these guys are probably going to look to play macro. We already have Tan opening up with an early hatchery before any other building comes down, which is always a good indicator that the Zerg just wants to hit D and spam a bunch of drones all day long. TSL third, on the other hand, I guess he does have a gas and pull down a little bit earlier. So he may go for Banelings. Certainly an option here for him. And we'll just have to see what happens. By the way, guys, if you guys are if you guys aren't on the East Coast, wherever you guys are, yes, tune into Atlantic City. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it every single video here. Even if these videos end up going after Atlantic City, if they do end up going after Atlantic City, then tune into MLG and hopefully you guys will get to see me play. But yeah, Atlantic City, big tournament. I'm probably going to be gambling away my life savings at the poker tables there because, as I understand it, it's like the Las Vegas of the East Coast. So I'm a big I'm a big degenerate gambler sometimes. I mean, I get hooked on very easily. So hopefully I don't lose too much there. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that. Ooh, excuse me. My Metal Gear Solid phone ringing there. Yeah, I hope you guys all tune in and watch me play. It's going to be pretty awesome. And of course, tune in to watch me cast for Atlantic City. That's going to be smexy as hell. Anyways, we have TSL Symbol here coming in here with a couple of Zerglings. He's going to be looking to do a little bit of damage. Very nice micro right there. Look at that, pulling off individual Zerglings. But the thing about pulling off individual Zerglings is you have to pull them just enough. If you pull them too far away, then the time that they're actually away from battle ends up hurting your entire army's damage per second, DPS, so to say. So you really, when you're microing units like that and dancing them, you just want to pull them back a little bit. And especially with Zerglings, they're such quick little guys and they die so fast that sometimes pulling them away kind of sucks. Doesn't really help that much. So as you guys can see there, Symbol losing a couple more of his Zerglings than his opponent Tan did. But we are going to move into a Baneling phase here with Tan already having a Baneling nest up. Symbol doesn't quite have a Baneling nest yet. He's just now starting to morph it in. By the way, guys, Symbol, of course, is the blue Zerg. He's playing on an alternate account here, TSL third. Because in Korea, they have to all use North American accounts and they use generic accounts. Anyway, so we have a couple of Zerglings running in here. They're trying to do some damage, but the Baneling, defensive Baneling, holding the line there. And now, guys, the ZVZ Wars, a lot of it comes down to Lings and Blings. If you can micro your Lings and Blings effectively, then, you know, you can just, the game can completely overturn in your favor, or it can backfire in your face. And to micro against Lings and Blings, what you want to do is, when you have your control group, select one of your Lings from right here, and then right-click it into the Baneling, just like that. Beautiful play right there. And if your opponent's Zerg isn't paying attention, then what happens is the Baneling will just detonate on one Zergling, which isn't cost-effective. Oh my god! Speaking of cost-effective, I don't even know where that came from. A little acid blast right there in the natural of Tan, and Tan ends up losing a bunch of workers. But you know what? He's still pretty far ahead. He might have lost 9 workers this game, but he's still ahead in total overall harvesters, and that's because, well, there's another little detonation. That's because Tan opened up with a 15 hatchery. Like I said before, he opened up with a more economical build. TSL Symbol opened up with a more aggressive build with Lings and Blings, and while he has done some damage, he hasn't been able to do enough to equalize the game. And with that, Tan here is looking great. I also love the Spine Crawler as well. Anytime you 15 hatch early on in ZVZ, always wise to throw that Spine Crawler down. Protects your Banelings, protects your drone line. Just overall great coverage of your natural. And we do have a couple of Blings here retreating back, but they're under the watchful eye of Tan's overlords here, and Tan may end up running a Bling in there to detonate those Banelings. Oh, look at this though. Hold that thought, guys. We have a lot of roaches coming out here for TSL Symbol. He's looking to do a timing roach bust here. He has completely really cut drones. He hasn't been constructing any more workers. He's just been saving up his economy and his larva to make all these roaches, and he's going to go for a roach baneling attack here. And with these roaches, I think that Tan may have an opportunity here to do a lot of damage, and he's got to do so to justify where he's at right now. He's very far behind. A couple of counter-attacking Lings here for Dignitas Symbol, but excuse me, Dignitas Tan, but that's not going to play out very well. And now here comes TSL Symbol with his roaches, going to try to do whatever damage he can. Meanwhile, it looks like a lot of the Zerglings are just having a little bit of a war in the middle of the map. The Queen does get popped here. A Baneling also gets detonated by Tan's Zergling there. Very nice play. Tan all over the place, but Tan's Lings, meanwhile, on the northern side of the map, losing to the second wave of roaches and Lings, and it looks like we have some roaches that have also found their way behind the natural expansion. An extremely action-packed Zerg versus Zerg right now, but if you guys look on the production tab, Tan, he does have a Spire on the way, so very soon he's going to have Mutalisks here, and this is kind of the new trend in Zerg versus Zerg. A lot of Zergs now are starting to use Mutalisks when they're in the mid-game, and that can very much catch your opponent by surprise. If they don't have any anti-air, you're done. But TSL Symbol here looking to end the game before those Mutalisks come into play. He's got a lot of Banelings coming in here, but both players microing so well, and oh my god, look at TSL Symbol losing a bunch of his Lings to that rogue Renegade Baneling. Dignitas Tan couldn't be happier about that, but he's still got a lot of Banelings to attack through. He may just end up having to send everything in. He can't let those Banelings inside the main, otherwise his drones are in so much trouble. And look at this, oh my god, TSL Symbol is so smart, just gonna hold the ramp here to protect his Lings that are meanwhile ravaging the main expansion right now, the main base, and they're killing off so many workers. Oh my god, 24 workers have gone down already, and the number continues to skyrocket while Dignitas Tan's workers plummet. But he does have some Mutalisks out right now, so that is going to give him a little bit of protection. He ends up keeping the Spire alive as well, which is huge. He is going to have Mutas now against his opponent, who, let's take a look at the workers tab. He is ahead right now, so he has pulled ahead by killing off so many workers finally, but the problem here is TSL Symbol doesn't really have that much anti-air. No, I take that back. He's got a Spore Crawler at each base, so he should have good coverage, and oh my god, look at that, TSL Symbol trying to run in Lings to do some more damage. He ends up losing all of them to the Baneling. So for now, it looks like Tan has certainly stabilized with his Mutalisks in play, with the new Banelings coming out, and it's putting a stop to those Lings from running in. So it looks like Tan isn't losing any more Harvesters, guys, and at this moment, it may be a swing around. Tan has complete air control. He can pop off a lot of Overlords around the map, denying vision, putting his opponent Symbol under supply, and at this moment, I don't think Symbol can really be aggressive. He's got to worry about these Mutalisks flying around the map. And yes, he's got the economic advantage right now, but for how long? He's losing a lot of workers, he's losing, not workers, but he's losing a lot of Roaches and Overlords around the map right now to these Mutalisks, and he's got to get something going. He's got to get, okay, he's got a Hydralisk Den coming, and of course Hydralisks are able to attack not only ground, but also attack the air. And cost for cost, the Hydralisk is much more efficient than the Mutalisk are. So if Tan can get, if Symbol can get out a pack of Hydras, then he should be just fine defensively. But that's defensively. Without good creep spread, you guys all know just as well as I do, Hydralisk move as slow as a snail. So without creep spread, the Hydralisk will really not have the opportunity to be offensive unless, you know, Symbol wants to take a big gamble with the Hydras and move him off creep. So this isn't really the most ideal situation here for Symbol, and this is why Mutalisks have been making a resurgence in ZVZ. They are so good at controlling the map, and if your opponent doesn't get mutas of his own, or unless he gets infestors, then you know, you can keep him contained on 2 base for a very long time, and Tan, with that strategy, going to go right into a third while containing Symbol. Very well played right now by Tan. Despite losing a lot of workers, he is now starting to recover and close out that gap. Alright, so take a look here on the production tab, guys. 6 Mutalisks on the way. That pack is about to get pretty massive. At some point, it is going to be so large that unless TSL Symbol gets some infestors out, I don't know how he's going to be able to deal with that. He has a small pack of Hydras right now. He is spreading the creep, as you guys can see here. Very important if you're going to go for Hydras. And he looks like he may be gearing up to move out down south. And look at that. As soon as the Hydras step off creep, man, they are the traffic jam starters. They are the slow grandmas on the highway, and the roaches aren't too happy about that. They're like the young generation trying to go faster and faster, and that's just slowing down traffic here for the Zerg player, and very immobile here for TSL Symbol. So Tan can continue to flock around, fly around. He can, like vultures, those Mutalisks are vultures, they can continue to wait and wait and wait, and when the ground army moves out, they can fly in and pick off key facilities and buildings of TSL Symbol. And we actually may just have that occur. We may just have a base race situation here. Tan here moving up to the top. Symbol moving down to the bottom. The Overlords do see Symbol's move out. And is Tan just going to go straight up for the counterattack? There's only a couple of spores here and a Hydra and a Queen. That's not going to be enough. And the entire army moves in. Meanwhile, it looks like Symbol going to go for the third. But here's the thing. A Zerg player can manage to lose the third and be just fine. But if he loses the natural, if Symbol loses the natural, that is a much more devastating situation to happen. And it looks like Symbol is just going to lose his natural here. I don't see him holding on. There's no anti-air. The Mutalisks are just like the vultures. They are destroying everything. And now Symbol realizing that, hey, he's got to trade natural for natural, goes straight into this natural, and he's got a lot of roaches and hydras. And oh my god, those roaches and hydras have +2 missile, so they're doing quite a bit of damage. They kill off the hatchery at the nat. And the Mutalisks seem like they're starting to wither down a little bit here, just fighting queen, after spore crawler, and of course after hydra that pops out of these larvae. Eventually, you know, what's the stronger army? I think that Symbol may have the stronger army. I think he has more long-standing survivability. He's got the more of a backbone, and Mutalisks, while they have mobility, they just don't stand toe-to-toe with roaches and hydras. And Tan knows that. I mean, this is just a straight-up base race right now, ladies and gentlemen. Dignitas Tan's structures are now being revealed. He has lost all major production facilities via hatchery and lair, of course. Just has a couple of extractors down here. He is building a hidden extractor. Very smart to stay in this game. And is TSL Symbol building any hidden buildings right now? Not really. I guess he doesn't really need to, because, you know, Mutalisks will take forever to kill off a building, especially since they have 0 upgrades. And oh my god, look at this. TSL Symbol gonna go straight for that extractor, and that's the only thing keeping him in this game. It seems like another extractor going back up in the main, and of course Tan realizing that, pulling all of his Mutalisks back, but that extractor is moments from going down, and oh my god, Tan losing all of his mutas here to those hydras, or at least, maybe he didn't lose all his mutas. He actually ended up killing all those hydras. That's a little surprising. Hydras with 1-2 upgrades should be able to stand a little bit stronger against those mutas. I think Tan did lose about half of them though. But this is the last extractor, guys, and if Tan loses this, then he should be out of this game. Boom, there it goes. So I don't see any other buildings on the map. Oh no, Tan's building another extractor, excuse me guys. So he has another extractor coming up at the gold, but oh man, Symbol's so smart, all over that. That extractor is most likely going to go down. A couple of hydras here fighting a Mutalist. That muta's going to go down, and the extractor pops. So Tan has lost, I think he's lost all production facilities, but we still don't have an elimination quite yet. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. What the heck? Okay, it's a changeling. In disguise, in disguise. So Tan here has a bunch of Mutalists on the map. He's flying around. I guess he's still got a building somewhere that I don't know where it is though. I'm trying to look on the mini map and I don't. Well, there's a changeling. It might be the changelings. I don't know. Maybe he has some creep tumors or something. I don't think creep tumors keep you in the game, but Tan right now has got 5 Mutalisks on the map. Symbol has got 10 roaches. He actually can't hit the air, and if if Symbol doesn't find the last building here, then he is actually going to be eliminated by these 5 Mutalisks. Theoretically speaking, of course. I don't actually know where the building is. So, all right, interesting. So, I don't know what is going on. Maybe it's a bug or something. You know, it's quite very well possible here that we have a bugged situation. I remember when this map loaded up, I was like, Sevo Metalopolis. That's not actually the standard version of Metalopolis, and it's quite possible that both these players picked a version of the map that doesn't have the game-ending trigger for when all buildings are eliminated. And if that's the case, then that means that Tan can stay in this game indefinitely, and eventually he's gonna win because he has air and Symbol doesn't. Wow. You know, that's the only conclusion I can come to. I don't see any other buildings on the map. I'm looking at all the red dots here and there's nothing. And Symbol here, you know, he could end up losing the game because they just picked a buggy version of the map, and that's a bit of a shame because they are both Korean. You know, sometimes they won't pick the right map. They don't really understand English as well, but oh, what a way to go out here. Symbol, the rightful winner of this game, but he is going to be denied simply because somebody forgot to code in the game-ending trigger for Sevo's version of Metalopolis, and what a shame. Symbol is scurrying with his roaches right now, trying to find the last building. I have no idea what's going on right now, and he's got to be frustrated. He's got to be like, where's your last building, dude? This is insane. And at the same time, Tan, he's got to be thinking to himself, how am I still in this game? I should have been eliminated already. Very interesting indeed. And Tan here is going to pop the last of the roaches off. There's only a couple more standing, and Symbol doesn't even know it, man. Symbol doesn't know that there's no more buildings up. And Tan is going to walk away from this with a win here. Now it's Symbol's like, I can't translate this, but I'm assuming he's saying, what is going on? Where's your last building? I've explored everywhere. And Tan's like, I don't know what Tan's saying. So, very, very interesting. By the way, you guys, this is from IPL qualifiers, online qualifier number 1. But a bit of a controversy to start things off here. And there it is, Sevo. It's the Sevo version of the map, which doesn't have a game-ending trigger. So Tan here, moments away from taking a win that he should have lost. This has got to be so frustrating here for our blue Zerg Symbol. All of his buildings are actually bleeding to death right now inside the main. So once all those buildings go down, I'm assuming he's going to be eliminated. Oh, look at this! Tan calls a GG and leaves the game. Oh man, that is so honorable. Tan, guys, is the one with the Mutalisks. He's the one who's been flying around, popping buildings off. He's the one who should have been rightfully eliminated if this map had the trigger to end game when you lose all your buildings. But Tan realizing that, and he realized the honorable thing to do was just to GG and leave. And that's actually really respectable because, you know, they could have left it to the judges, and the judges might have ruled one way or the other. But, you know, Tan being the bigger man here and saying, you know what? I'm not going to take a lot. I'm not going to take a win like that. That's undeservedly mine, and that's not rightfully mine. So I'm just going to call the GG and give it to you, man. So Tan here called the GG. He left the game first, and Symbol took the win. So that's actually really, really cool of him. I have a lot of respect for him here. So that's the game I wanted to broadcast to you guys. This is a controversial game that I was talking about, and I know that a lot of you guys haven't seen it yet, so this is very, very interesting to me. Quick turn of events, and I thought that was one of the cooler ZVZs of my day, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And just goes to show, man, even with all the darkness going on in Starcraft 2, you know, with all the BM and all the rage and all the tears and everyone just, I don't know, BSing each other and talking crap about each other, there's still light at the end of the day. And maybe it's coming out of Korea. I don't know. Maybe it's coming from the Korean players, but this is very sportsmanlike. And that's the kind of stuff that's going to propel esports into the future. So very cool. And I hope you guys enjoyed this broadcast. I certainly did. This is HD, signing out till next time.